Welcome YouTube to Complete Lifestyles, where we focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Nobody's perfect, but we can all choose to try to become complete as possible, guys. So I'm gonna get into it quick today. Of course, like, comment, share, subscribe. I want to know what you guys think and feel. So about the Diddy case, I think Cassie's gonna be one of their primary witnesses. But what Diddy's lawyer is going to probably try to do is say, hey, they were together for 10 years. That footage that you saw happened in year number 2. Why did she stay those other 8 years? So what they're going to try to do is say, hey, she was partying. She liked the lifestyle. She enjoyed what came with being with him. And yes, they did have some fights. They did have some altercations, some arguments. Things may have gotten out of hand at times, but she stayed, and they're going to try to portray her as it must not have been so bad. So that gets me into my topic today of why do women stay in toxic relationships? And so I got a few basic points, and like I said, I love for my audience to kind of chime in, so feel free to share what you think, if you've gone through something, if you've been a part of a toxic situation, because over here at Complete Lifestyle, we're all about providing results. Yes, we know that there are problems, but we want to provide the results also. Another fact is, you never know, Cassie might have done what she did in part because of what happened, but in part also because if at any point in time Diddy used her to help aid in the bed or set up rooms or hide other people, she could have been brought into it. So on a smart standpoint, if she got out of it early and decided to come forward, and now she's the victim, it's kind of no way they're going to try to tie her back into it. So just keep that in mind. Everything is a game. Somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to lose. Not saying that what he did was right, because I'm totally against everything that he did. But at the same time, if you were there for him for 10 years, you might have had something to do at some point with what they're trying to convict him of now. So, but back to my topic at hand. Why do women stay in toxic relationships? I got a few points, and I'll go through them. If you see me moving my fingers because I'm scrolling through, I got my notes here. So number 1, they hope that the abuser will change one day. Meaning, yes, I know he's this, I know he's that, but I'm trying to see the bright side of him. The bad side is he's abusing me, whether it's verbally, physically, emotionally, etc. But I hope that one day he will change, because I want to be optimistic about our situation and hope that people do change. Number 2, they're afraid of their abuser. A lot of times women stay in a relationship, whether it's toxic or not, because they're afraid if they leave, something will happen. If they leave, he'll come get them. He'll try to kill them. He'll try to keep them hostage. He'll abuse them even more. He might take it out on the kids if they leave. So that is another reason why women stay in a situation where you would think, hey, if this guy puts his hands on you one time, that should be enough for you to leave the situation. So, a lot of factors play into it. So they hope their abusers will change one day. Then they're afraid that their abusers will continue abusing them if they leave. Next, they blame themselves for everything. You have a lot of people and I'm good at taking accountability, but at the same time, it's got to make sense in the accountability that I'm taking. I'm not going to blame myself for somebody beating on me or hitting on me or verbally mistreating me or abusing me. But a lot of times in these situations, there are women that say, well, it's something I'm doing. I'm the reason that he's beating on me, and I need to change the things I'm doing, instead of leaving the situation, getting help, or trying to bring somebody else to, counsel, etc., etc. A lot of times women tend to blame themselves for everything instead of actually looking at the abuser and saying, hey, you're the reason. It's nothing that has something to do with me. It's all about something that's going on with you, and they stay anyway. Next, they want to protect the children. If you have children with this person, you want to, a lot of times you try to stick it out, quote unquote, because there are children involved. You don't want to send the father to jail. You don't want to separate the kids from their father because you had a relationship with this person and you want to try to make it work. Damn all that. Leave the situation after the first time, because if he does it one time, I'm pretty sure it will happen again 9 times out of 10. So if the kids have to take a small setback for your safety and even potentially their safety, it's worth you leaving versus you staying in that situation and continuing to deal with the things that are going on in that situation. Next, they may be worried about how people are going to view them socially. You know, a lot of times people want to look at this perfect marriage and, yeah, I'm living the best lifestyle. Tyler Perry made the movie about the guy, and he was with the lawyer and the lady was with the lawyer, and it was all about the money and the status and the idea, and we had this together, we had that together, and I have portrayed this perfect image to society, and I don't want to be looked at as a fool, and I don't want to be looked at as I was wrong, or I don't want to be looked at as like I can't keep a man, or I lost my person. So a lot of times people let what others think affect how they choose to stay in a relationship, whether it's a negative situation or not. And that, again, is a no-no, because damn what other people think. You always have to put yourself first in these type of situations and normally in life, because you want to make sure that if nobody else is taken care of, you are taken care of. Because if you're the mother and you have a child, you can't protect the child if you're getting abused. So you got to always say you don't care about what society thinks. You have to make sure that you're doing the right thing for yourself. The next point is they may fear isolation. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna get another man, or I don't know if the man after that is gonna be worse than the one I have, or I just don't want to be alone. A lot of people deal with the fact of, well, he loves me, but if I leave him, then who will I have? I won't have anybody. That is better than being abused. At any point, case, time in life, you always would rather be alone than be with somebody who's mistreating you, who's abusing you, like I said, verbally, physically, emotionally, because at the end of the day, after a while, it really does take a toll on you. So I would rather be alone, because the basic concept is, after a while, when you've healed and you're actually ready to move on, the right person will eventually find you. Normally, it's when you're not even looking. But let's get back to the next point. A lot of women question their self-worth. And that goes back to, am I worthy? I'm doing this because anybody that's been dealing with things, the person that they were dealing with constantly says you're nothing. They're always putting you down, so they make you question what is going on with yourself. If they're always questioning your self-worth, you start to doubt your own self-worth because you're letting that negativity seep in. I did a video the other day about protecting energy. That type of vibe, those type of energies weigh on you, and then it forces you to make a decision that you would normally not make, because you're thinking about, are you worthy or are you not worried about the things that are going on, and etc. Next, they feel embarrassed to admit the truth. Nobody wants to come out and say, hey, the person I'm in love with, the person I'm with right now is beating on me. The person he's always putting me down. He's always abusing me. A lot of women don't want to tell their truth or leave a situation because maybe the family likes him, because they don't know what he's doing. Maybe his friends and all of that, they like him, or your friends, they like him because they don't know what's going on, because you're too scared to or too embarrassed to admit the truth. Tell the truth, get some help, leave the situation. And then The last point I'm going to make, guys, is women feel like they can save their partner. I talked about another video the other day about how women get into specific situations with men and they try to pull them up instead of meeting somebody that's already where they're at. Don't try to save someone who is abusing you, who's taking advantage of you, who's putting all their negativity on you. Always make sure that you put yourself first, guys. The judge, like I said, to tie this back in, he's going to try to go against all of these standpoints and say, hey, Cassie was there for the ride. Nobody forced her to do drugs. She was part of this lifestyle. She enjoyed it. They had their own beefs and arguments, but he's going to try to downplay the abuse from all angles to say, hey, she was abused, but she stayed. So it must not have been that bad. So guys, make sure, ladies, make sure that if somebody is abusing you in any way, you remove yourself from the situation. Like, comment, subscribe, share my video because I'm trying to get this message out to as many people as possible. Enjoy your day, guys.